Checking in with the head coach of the Lady Flames lacrosse team, Kelly Nangle, and Liberty coming off of a very successful season here. 7 wins, 5 of them in conference. And, Coach, you start the season 5-0 in the league. Outstanding start. I know you tripped up a couple of games there at the end, not the way that you wanted to finish, but, hey, is it good to get those losses out of the way now heading into the tournament?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I told him yesterday, we had a long talk, and I was like, becoming a winning team is a process. It doesn't just happen because you win a couple games. And I think we lost against Winthrop and they got nervous, like, oh, we're not going to win anymore. And then we went to Longwood and they kind of were a little bit timid. And I told them, I'm like, it's a process. It's not, we're doing in one season what it takes teams to do in a couple years. So you're doing a lot in a short time and you're having to learn how to win and how to walk out with that confidence and how to be, I'm like, you went from having no expectations of winning games to like being in a situation where you're supposed to win in a season. That's tough to do. So I think it's good because we kind of got those losses out of the way. They're going to learn like how they have to like prepare themselves mentally because really that's all it's going to be moving forward.
You make a good point because going back to that Winthrop game as well, there was a lot on the line in that game. A possible number 1 seed, hosting the entire tournament. To get them to go through something like that, even though you didn't come out on the winning end, is it still good for them in terms of the development?
Oh, yeah, huge. I mean, I think anytime you kind of get a loss out of the way before you're going into a lose-or-go-home situation, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And I think they need to learn. Like I said, it's a lot about not just the X's and O's and their ability. It's more about mentally, getting their minds right and being prepared to go out knowing they're going to win the game.
Now, you're a 2 seed in the upcoming conference tournament. You get to host this first game here against Gardner-Webb. Go back earlier in the season, very successful outing against the Runnin Bulldogs. You beat them 23-4. Is there anything that you can take away from that game heading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I told the girls yesterday, too. Like, this is, we did a great job preparing the season and getting to this point and being the 2 seed, but now it's a brand new season, and it is for Gardner-Webb, too. They're coming off their first win. They just can't be – it's a struggle of being confident enough and not being too confident. But when it gets to playoff games, every game is just as important as the last one.
Katy, Pridemore certainly had a huge season for you. Looking at some of the individual accomplishments. 45 goals, new single-season program record. How valuable has she been to your program? She's
been huge, and like I've said before, the thing with her is like she really comes through in the clutch, which is huge. I mean, great players come through in the clutch regardless of how they're playing. I keep going back to that High Point game. She didn't have any goals that whole game and scored 2 in the last minute. That's the type of player she is. Like, she wants the ball in her stick. She wants to score. And, the offense feeds off of that, and our offensive players get better because of it. So it's incredible, the impact she's had.
From a defensive standpoint, Colleen Eckert's forced 26 turnovers this year as well. The defensive side, has she been kind of the leader?
Yeah, and, coming into this year, we were very young on defense. We needed that leadership. We needed somebody to step up. Even going into in January, we were still not sure what our defensive end was going to look like and who was going to step up. And, she's really taken that role seriously, and she stepped up, and she's become that leader that's helped our whole defense get better.
What could be a couple of X factors, maybe players or just statistics here in the tournament that could lead you guys to make a long run?
I think obviously Katy's a huge part, but Morgan is very consistent. She's been somebody that, she runs our offense. Nina in the midfield. I think if everybody, Jules, in the cage, if everybody shows up and is on, I think we're gonna be pretty hard to beat.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's the Lady Flames head lacrosse coach, Kelly Nangle, joining us here. Liberty taking on Gardner-Webb in the opening round of the Big South Championships coming up on Tuesday here in Lynchburg. For the Liberty Flames Sports Network, I'm Nick Pierce.